Hello and welcome to 100% Offline, Syphon Filter the Omega Strain, episode 2.5. As I said in the last video, we'll be solving our equipment shortage. What we're looking at right here is the agency ratings menu. The game will keep track of the number of kills you make and the circumstances surrounding the kill. Once you have a high enough number, you'll unlock additional weapons which you can carry into any mission. The top row is Combat Specialist. These weapons are unlocked solely by the number of kills you score. It takes 1300 kills to unlock the final weapon in the series, and the only one worth using, the C8, or Kate as I call her. She's a beast with lightning fast lock-ons, a 50 round magazine capacity, and one shot, one kill stopping power. The only downside is that for some reason she likes to miss the first few shots, but I think that's just because she doesn't like me. The second row is Combat Knife Specialist. In my training video I said that knives were useful in exactly 0 situations, but I might have been wrong. Still, the usefulness is only marginal. The only worthwhile knife to use is the shuriken, which is very difficult to use. You have to compensate for travel time and heavy drop, and unless you score a headshot, it will only anger enemies. The only mission it's useful in is the start of Yemen 2, which I may decide not to bother with since we'll have the next snap and can get by with that. Oh, and maxing out this rating requires shanking 450 poor schmucks. The third row is Combat Sharpshooter. You get this by scoring headshots. Most weapons here are sniper rifles like the Dragunov here, and they're only of marginal utility in this game. But you are going to want to grind up for at least the second unlock, the AU-300 Mod R. This is an assault rifle, fully automatic, uses the common 5.56 NATO round, and that scope on it is a thermal scope. It can see right through smoke, right through solid walls. Unfortunately, it can't shoot through the walls, so you kind of have to be careful there. But for Carthage 2, 3, and Myanmar, maybe more missions too, I'll decide that as I get there, it's amazing. It is a very useful weapon. Not the most powerful assault rifle, not the best at locking on, but it's good enough. And that scope. Anyway, I don't know how many headshots you need to unlock just this one, but to unlock the M82 BFG, which is a very fun weapon, you'll need to score 1100 headshots. The fourth row is Non-Lethal Force Specialist, which you unlock by scoring non-lethal takedowns. The only item here we really need, strictly speaking, is the second unlocked Dormigen gas. Not only is it excellent at taking down some very difficult to deal with enemies, it can also be used as a med pack and teleporter. Knocking yourself unconscious with this gas grenade does not count as a death, which means these things will save your ass when a run goes south. To secure all these weapons, you'll have to give 350 people splitting headaches. The fifth row is Tactical Explosive Specialist. You unlock this by blowing people up with grenades. The only problem is, grenades are very hard to come by until you unlock them. For some reason, sarin nerve gas is one of the unlocks, and you're going to want it by the time you get to Yemen. The reward for performing 500 fireworks shows is the M79, which makes blowing stuff up so much more simple and fun. The final row is Team Efficiency Specialist, which unfortunately can only be grinded up by scoring team par times, which is no longer possible. Don't worry, I did find a workaround to this, but we're not going to get to this until the final episode of the series. The reason I'm showing this menu to you guys now is because Carthage 2 presents us with an ideal kill farm which could be used to rapidly grind the first 4 rows, as well as a set of enemies which drop grenades upon their deaths. Given a whole lot of patience, it's possible to max out all 5 rows before you even finish the mission once, and I'm going to show you how. Follow me for a moment.
You were right about the water system. They're planning on dumping containers of the virus into the Carthage water supply.
Copy that, we're on it. Find the terrorists with that viral container. I want them stopped.
Welcome to the kill farm! In this room, there are 3 pipes enemies like to come out of. That's the first one there, second one there, and the third one is there. These enemies all have 7 lives each, but before we deal with them, we have to kill the 3 strays in this room. Go ahead and deal with them however you see fit. Now that they've been taken care of, go ahead and climb up this ladder. From this perch here, we can go ahead and take careful headshots right at these enemies as soon as they come out of the pipes. Boom, headshot. Now, after a few more seconds, the next enemy will follow. Sometimes, however, they get stuck and you have to shuffle your position a bit to get them to spawn. Boom, headshot. And now, just wait for the next one, headshot him, and the next one, headshot him, until they run out of lives, move on to the next one, and the last one. Once you're done doing with these fools, go ahead, turn around, and enter this hallway here. Much like with the pipes in the main room, enemies like to drop down from these vents, but they only do so when you're not looking. So go ahead, pull out your melee weapon, wait for them, and strike as soon as they hit the floor. These enemies have 3 lives each, so go ahead and farm them until they're out, head back to the main room, and farm those guys. Repeat this cycle a few hundred times, and you'll have the first 4 lines of ratings unlocked. But wait, what about those grenade kills? Go ahead and follow me from the start of the mission here.
About the water system. They're planning on dumping containers of the virus into the Carthage water supply.
Copy that. We're on it. Find the terrorists with that viral container. I want them stopped.
Right up this ladder here are some enemies which drop grenades, but they're pretty tricky. So as soon as we climb to the top, we're going to roll against this wall, take aim, and try to headshot all of them as they come. As you can see, I missed a couple, but that's okay.
But what's their connection with Syphon filter?
That's what you're gonna find out.
Maybe Lawrence can tell us when we find them. Imani out. Well, I guess Gabe knows what he's doing after all. You're doing a good job.
Go ahead and use these grenades you just grave robbed to kill as many enemies as you can until you run out. Once you're through, go ahead and quit and restart the mission, because there's no more grenades. Repeat this a few hundred times, and eventually you'll max out the category. If you're anything like me, you can't stand grinding. Fortunately, there's an easier way. You can use the following codes in any cheat device to instantly secure all the unlocks. Simply type in the following codes, which you'll also find in the description, load your agent, open the Modify Agent menu, save, then reset the game with the codes off, and you'll have every single one of these ratings unlocked. Regardless of what method you chose to use, you now have a shit ton more options to choose from. Not only have you unlocked all the ratings restricted weapons that we can, but you've also advanced in rank all the way from R3 to O5, unlocking a new weapon at every step. Join us next time as we go sewer surfing for reals in Carthage 2. I'll see you then.